Accessibility Guidelines. Lesson Plan for Accessibility Fundamentals, Wcag. By edupro Hub. Wcag. Accessibility. Wcag 2 Overview. Wcag stands for Web Content Accessibility Guidelines. Web Content Accessibility Guidelines, Wcag, 2 is developed through the W3C process in cooperation with individuals and organizations around the world, with a goal of providing a single shared standard for web content accessibility that meets the needs of individuals, organizations, and governments internationally. What are the 4 principles of Wcag? There are 4 main guiding principles of accessibility upon which Wcag has been built. These 4 principles are known by the acronym POR for P, perceivable O, operable U, understandable R, robust. POR is a way of approaching web accessibility by breaking it down into these 4 main aspects. What is Wcag and why is it important? Web Content Accessibility Guidelines, or Wcag, is considered to be the benchmark for website accessibility. Created by the World Wide Web Consortium, W3C, following Wcag guidelines is the best and the easiest way of making your website usable for all of your customers. Wcag 2.0 defines how to make web content more accessible to people with disabilities, and older people with changing abilities due to aging/aging. Wcag provides a common definition for accessible content, a benchmark. Wcag 2.0, 2.1, 2.2. The Web Content Accessibility Guidelines, Wcag, standards are stable and referenceable, they do not change after they are published. Wcag 2.0 was published on the 11th of December 2008. Wcag 2.1 was published on the 5th of June 2018. Wcag 2.2 draft is scheduled to be finalized by December 2022. For information on the early draft of W3C Accessibility Guidelines 3.0, we will update it soon. What are the 3 levels of Wcag? Wcag 2.0 guidelines are categorized into 3 levels of conformance in order to meet the needs of different groups and different situations. Conformance at higher levels indicates conformance at lower levels. A. Lowest. AA, mid-range. AAA, highest. What is in Wcag 2? The Wcag standards have 12 to 13 guidelines. The guidelines are organized under 4 principles. 1. Perceivable, users must be able to perceive it in some way, using one or more of their senses. 2. Operable, users must be able to control UI elements, e.g., buttons must be clickable in some way, mouse, keyboard, voice command, etc. 3. Understandable, the content must be understandable to its users. 4. Robust, the content must be developed using well-adopted web standards that will work across different browsers, now and in the future. For each guideline, there are testable success criteria. The success criteria are at 3 levels, A, AA, and AAA. 13 Guidelines for Web Accessibility. Perceivable, 1. Text alternatives 2. Time-based media 3. Adaptable 4. Distinguishable. Operable, 1. Keyboard accessible 2. Enough time 3. Seizures and physical reactions 4. Navigable 5. Input modalities. Understandable, 1. Readable 2. Predictable 3. Input assistance. Robust, 1. Compatible. Please watch the upcoming video for more information. If not yet available, stay tuned. Guidelines for ensuring perceptible web content. 1.1 Text alternatives. Provide a text equivalent for any non-text information, such as images, user interface controls, and input fields. 1.2 Time-based media. For time-based multimedia information such as video and audio, provide equivalent alternatives such as captions and so on that assistive technologies can interpret. 1.3 Adaptable, web content should be easily presentable in a variety of formats while maintaining the original meaning of the content. 1.4 Recognizable, web content should be easy to see or hear. For example, there should be enough contrast between the foreground and background colors to distinguish them. Guidelines for making sure web content is operable. 2.1 Keyboard accessible, all web application user interactions, including mouse click interactions and controls, should be fully accessible via the keyboard. 2.2 Enough time, allow users enough time to view time-based content. Provide controls to change the time limit as well, pause, rewind, stop, etc. 2.3 Seizures and physical reactions, avoid showing any content that could cause seizures or physical reactions. For example, no content should flash more than 3 times in a single second. 2.4 Navigable, allow users to easily navigate the web application and obtain content. 2.5 Input modalities, using input options other than the keyboard, for example, sensors, etc., to operate the functionality of the web application should be made simple. Guidelines for making sure web content is understandable. 3.1 Readable, the web content's text and language should be readable and understandable. 3.2 Predictable, ensure that operations such as navigation, content focus, and so on are consistent and predictable across the web application. 3.3 Input assistance, provide appropriate content to users to help them avoid errors while using the web application. Include suggestions as well to help users identify and correct any errors. Guidelines for making sure web content is robust. 4.1 Compatibility, make the content accessible to a wide range of user agents, such as browsers, devices, and assistive technologies such as screen readers. Let's watch and learn. Make sure you like and subscribe to EduPro Hub channel to get notified about new videos.